What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is a video I look forward to doing every single year, and this year is no different, and that is my top 10 favorite films of 2025. Now keep in mind, as of the filming of this video, which is January 16th of 2026, I've seen 137 films of 2025. That's right. And it was quite a year. This was a very difficult list to do. I will be giving you guys 5 honorable mentions, and then I will go from 10 to 1, with of course my number 1 being my favorite film of 2025. Now it goes without saying, but I gotta say it every time. Keep in mind that film is subjective, not objective, meaning that your list is going to be different from mine, and that's what's great about film as an art form. So I'm looking forward to seeing what your list is going to look like down below in the comment section. So excited to see that. But guys, enough exposition. Let's get started. So we're going to kick off with the honorable mentions, and we're going to go from the one that was a little bit furthest from making the top 10 to the one that was so close to making it. Kicking things off, we have Hamnet. Hamnet I loved. It was one of those films that slowly encoiled me, and by the third act, I realized that I was in Chloe Zhao's hands, and that ending broke me. I was very much so emotionally affected by this film. That ending is absolutely brilliant. It's why I go to the movies. I think that the piece of music that they used for that final scene is so good. This is a very well acted film. The costume design, the production design, everything comes together to this film to build to that moment, and again, it feels so earned. Highly recommend you watch this film, especially if you are in the mood for a tearjerker. Believe me, it's going to get you. So next up, we have a film that nobody really saw in theaters. I know that for a fact that I went with a friend to see this, and we were the only ones in theaters. And that is, of course, Jimmy and Stiggs. So when I first heard the title of this film, I thought it was a concert film. It wasn't until I actually saw a trailer for this film, and one of the things in the trailer was saying that it was shot on 16 millimeter, that I realized it wasn't a concert film and was, in fact, a horror film. So that's all I knew going into it, was that it was shot on 16 millimeter and that it was a lot of practical effects. And I gotta say, this was a stroke of genius. It's not for everyone. It's a very loud film. It's also a film that, there's a lot of cursing and everything. So again, it's not going to be for everyone. But as far as a film being an experience, this is definitely one that is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's like a cross of Enter the Void meets almost like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, if you will. It's a very interesting combination. Again, it's not going to be for everyone, but it is a film that really stuck with me when I saw it in theaters. And then when I bought it on 4K and I rewatched it, I'm like, yeah, this is one of my favorite films of the year. So love this film. It's why I own it on 4K, and it's why it's an honorable mention. Next up, we have It's Just an Accident. This was a film that, similar to Hamnet, it grew on me. As the film progressed, it slowly grew on me. And by the third act, I was immediately hooked. The third act really ties everything together and honestly makes a lot of the elements of the first act even better. This is a very strong film that is thematically rich. It's a very important film because a lot of what's going on in this film, unfortunately, is happening in that part of the world. And also the filmmaker, as far as I know, he is unfortunately in prison right now. So again, this is a very timely film. It's a very important film. And it's a film that at the end of the day is incredibly well acted. It has so many long takes. There's one long take that's like 13 minutes, and that ending just absolutely brilliant. This is a film that is a must-see for everyone. I do not care if you don't like reading subtitles. This is a film that you gotta watch regardless. It's very important. This is one of those films that they will show in film classes. They will show it and you will analyze it because it is that good. You break this film apart and you really see, how it works. And that's the brilliance of the film. It's such a strong film. Please watch It's Just an Accident. It's worth your time. And that's why I have it as an honorable mention. Next honorable mention, this is a very divisive film, but if you're new to the channel, is that really a surprise? I'm into divisive films. What can I say? I like films that get people to talk because at the end of the day, film as an art form should get people to talk. If everyone's saying something's great, that's kind of an issue, or if something's bad, that's kind of an issue. So my next honorable mention, we have Eddington. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Guess what? That's film in a nutshell. I really liked Eddington. I found myself pleasantly surprised at how it was a satire. It was poking fun of both sides on the aisle. One side in particular is poking a little bit more, but it's still poking fun of everyone. And this is also a film that It's coming out 5 years after the pandemic, so I can see why some people avoided this film because, it's a sore subject and everything. But the fact that Ari Aster had the balls to actually tackle this material and that everyone involved was at their A game is really a testament to the cast and crew. Joaquin Phoenix is fantastic in this film. I mentioned the long takes with It's Just an Accident. Eddington also has some pretty impressive long takes. The camera work is really smooth. I absolutely think the third act is diabolical with all that happens. It's one of those films where it's very unpredictable. Even if you don't like it, you can't exactly say that it's predictable. That much I can tell you. This is a film that's very original. And people always talk about, oh, why don't they make original films? Hey, Eddington, here you go. Also, Jimmy and Stiggs, original films. So these are films I'm giving you that even if you don't like them, guess what? They're original. Eddington, it's original. You might not like it, but it is something that will stick with you. I still think about this ending, and when I rewatched it, the opening scene got even better. It's amazing the amount of foreshadowing that this film has. Ari Aster did a really good job with this film. Looking forward to see what he does next, but as far as films, neo-western, thriller, drama, it has it all. It's a really good film, and that's why it's honorable mention. Next up is a film that is extremely divisive as well. Again, shocking. My last honorable mention is 28 Years Later. So, I really liked 28 Years Later when I saw it in theaters. I only saw the first trailer, and I thought the trailer looked really good. I was intrigued by the fact that it didn't reveal much, which is what I like in trailers. Well done ones at that. Danny Boyle I'm a big fan of, so I was going into this film with an open mind, but also thinking that it was going to be good. And I was not expecting it to turn into a film that tackled the themes that it did. Again, I'm trying to be vague here with those themes because you wouldn't expect it in this kind of genre, but this is a very tender, affectionate, and emotional film. And I think that third act, it's either going to make it or break it for you. For me, it really worked. The first time there's a scene, and you'll know it when you see it. There's a scene of a character climbing. That's all I'm going to say. And when the character starts doing that, I started crying the first time I saw it. The second time, I was bawling my eyes out. It's a film that I found emotionally effective, but it's a very experimental film. And just like any experiment, some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it, some people might feel indifferent to it. I really took to it. And I will say the last 5 minutes is something that's really divisive. It was one of those things where it was kind of tonal whiplash the first time I saw it. But the more I thought on it, the more I realized that I actually liked it. And I will say this. The second time that I saw it, I actually loved the final 5 minutes because I think it ties in really well with the opening scene of this film. So again, it's not for everyone, but it's one of those films that really invigorated as to why I give blockbusters a chance. Why I love it when a studio's like, hey, do your thing, man, experiment, do whatever. Let's release this. And that's what happened with this film. Also, this film was shot on an iPhone. And as a fellow filmmaker, it really inspired me. I love it when filmmakers say, hey, we're using technology that you can use and you can go out and do this. That's important for the next generation to go out. And I'm hoping that other people are also inspired by this film because I found it very effective. I think it's a really, really good film. One of my favorite blockbusters of 2025. And like I said, it was so close to making this list, especially since I saw the sequel, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, last night. And honestly, that film enhanced this one even more. And I didn't even think that was possible. So, I'm talking about this film a lot. It's only because I loved this film quite a bit. So, 28 Years Later, it's my last honorable mention. And now we get into the top 10, guys. Now, I will say this. My number 10 is going to be one that you're going to think might be a little bit too low. But keep in mind, still love this film. It's in my top 10. My number 10, we have Sinners. I loved Sinners. I saw Sinners twice in theaters. IMAX and Dolby. Saw it once on, of course, 4K. I love this film. I think that Ryan Coogler did an incredible job at igniting the South in terms of the dramatic tension that was going on in that time period with the invigorating nature of a horror film, a vampire one at that. And just the ignition of genre has made something that felt really fresh. The filmmaking is top-notch. You have Ludwig Göransson's score, which is absolutely amazing. The cinematography, the fact that it's shot on film, a big blockbuster is doing that. That's amazing. The acting, every single performance is great. The cast all comes together to really make for a compelling character study. Again, even if you don't like horror, if you look at this film as a character study, it's very compelling, and it's dealing with a lot of themes that I think are very timely and something that, you don't really see a lot in films, but the way that this film tackles it feels very fresh and invigorating. I loved this film. It's the real deal. Also, make sure to stay for the credits because the credits do have some post-credit scenes, and they're really good. Not for everyone necessarily, but it's a film that everyone should watch, if that makes sense. So I love Sinners. That's why it's my number 10. Oh, also, the montage scene, the surreal montage scene, amazing. One of the best scenes of 2025. And I'll also say any singing scene is just amazing. Like that you know the scene I'm talking about. I love Sinners. So that's my number 10. Next up, my number 9 was a film that, honest to God, was one of the best theater experiences of not just this year, but maybe my life. My number 9 is Friendship. So Friendship is a film that I saw with 3 people. And one of them is my best friend, and another one is, someone that is, let's just say, quirky. Very quirky. I mean, I'm quirky, but he's even more quirky. And let's just say that one of my best friends and I, we were able to really relate to this film because that individual we were with reminded us a lot of Tim Robinson. So it was one of those things where we were laughing throughout the film. Like, it was one of those instances where I understand that Tim Robinson's sense of humor is not for everyone. I understand that. But I think that his humor and just the awkwardness really works in terms of the setting, the script that is being handed to him, and also the way that it's directing. And I think that Andrew DeYoung's directing and Tim Robinson's acting, I think, works so well. The fact that not only they did this film, they later on did The Chair Company, is really a testament to how it's very important for an actor and director to work together to create something. And I also think Paul Rudd's great. Kate Mara is also incredible. It's got a score that is really, really interesting. And this film also delves into some surreal elements. Again, it's not necessarily a film for everyone. If you don't like quirky, if you don't like awkward humor or, cringe humor, you might not like it. But I do think it's a film that some people might not want to admit it, but I feel like everyone can relate to this film in some which way. And honestly, that's what I love about film, is that, it's something that can bring people together. I found myself being brought together not only with the friends that I was with watching this film, but just the theater in general. And also, I saw this twice at home, and it holds up. In fact, I would say I might have even liked it even more at home because I started noticing a lot more details. That soap scene, by the way, absolutely hilarious. It gets me laughing every single time. And I love this film. It's a film that, again, you want original films? Here you go. Another original film. So that was my number 9. Next up, my number 8. This is another film that's very original, and that is Resurrection. So Resurrection I saw last weekend, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I will say this. Resurrection is a film that it's hard to gauge, because I loved it upon first viewing, but it's a film that I feel like will grow on me. So who knows, maybe in a couple years after several rewatches, I'll look back at this list and say, you had this at number 8, you should have had this in your top 5. And again, I was playing around with that. It was one of those things where there are a lot of elements in this film that I didn't fully comprehend. But one of the things I love about film is the fact that you don't always need to comprehend something, especially on first viewing. Sometimes you just let it wash over you, almost like a dream. And that's the thing. This film uses dreamlike logic to really ignite those feelings. I mean, this is a film that at the end of the day is about film and the love of such for the lead character. But it's also a film that really dives into filmmaking that you don't really see too often, and that is, filmmaking that is really slow burn, really letting a lot of, scenes ignite with long takes. I mean, this is a film that has like a 30-minute long take towards the end, and it's absolutely gripping. This is a film that, again, is a reminder as to what I love about film, and it's an embrace of film history as an art form as well. It's a film that, if you like film, you owe it to yourself to watch this film. And similar to these other films I mentioned, it's original, it's IP-less, so you don't really have an excuse in that regards. But I will say that it is a film that, because it is a slow burn, make sure that you've had a good night's sleep and everything, and then watch it. This also is a film that got announced today for being released on 4K. I mean, my apologies, not 4K, unfortunately. It's going to be on Blu-ray in terms of Criterion. So I will be owning this on Blu-ray, and as soon as I do, I'm going to rewatch this film because I already have an itching to rewatch it, even though I saw it only a week ago. So, Resurrection, it's my number 8. Next up, at number 7, we have Begonia. Begonia, the film that asks the question of, is she or is she not an alien? And honestly, throughout the entire film, I wasn't sure. And that's what's great about Yorgos Lanthimos' directing, and then also the acting of Emma Stone, who Emma Stone is someone that I've always loved in terms of acting. I think she is an incredible actress. I mean, I mentioned Eddington. She has a small part in Eddington, but it sticks out. She is great in everything she's done. But this might very well be one of the best performances I've seen in her. Maybe top 3. I still think Poor Things might be her best performance, and then maybe Birdman a second. But this is probably my number 3 place. She is outstanding with what she does in this film. And Jesse Plemons is also great. It's one of those films where there aren't that many settings. Like, it's very minimalistic. But that's not a bad thing, because there are many times where the film is really trying to convey a sense of claustrophobic nature, which is why when they're actually out in nature and they use a lot of wide angle shots, it makes it all the more refreshing. And this film was also shot in VistaVision, so it looks absolutely stunning. It also sounds great. It's got an incredible score. It's one of those films that the ending feels tailor-made for me. Like, that's one of my favorite endings of 2025, and I think it really stuck the landing, and it left me honestly shocked, but like in a good way. Again, it's a film that feels tailor-made for me. Even the humor is right on my alley. So I love Begonia. I'd highly recommend you check this out. I do think it's going to get a Best Picture nomination at the Oscars, as it should. Everyone needs to experience this film at least once. It's a very, very important film, very timely, and even though it is technically a remake, it is a film that feels very fresh and invigorating, and it's a reminder as to why I love films. Next up, my number 6. This is a film that it's definitely going to be controversial, the fact that it's on this list, because I know that this was a film that was divisive. Again, I know, shocking, right? My number 6, we have The Surfer. That's right. I loved The Surfer. Sue me. First of all, The Surfer was one of the best theater experiences alongside Friendship. I will never forget seeing this film in theaters, because I remember it came out the same weekend as a Marvel movie. I forget, honest to God, which one it was this year, but it came out the same weekend as a Marvel movie. And you would have thought that my friend and I were with a crowd of Marvel fans, even though it was only just 5 other people in the theater. We were all laughing. This was a film that really got us laughing. It's a film that made us tense in the moments that it needed to be, and it also feels like a film that's right out of the 70s. I mean, it's a film that's very surreal. It's a film that's using a lot of techniques from the 70s in terms of the editing style, the way everything moves, in terms of the pacing, and then also that feeling of what's real, what's not. Like, you really do feel like you're in the lead character's perspective and, quietly going insane. And I do think that the buildup of the pacing really helps with that. It also has a lot of interesting trippy scenes in the third act that I loved. This is a film that I do hope gets a cult following down the line, because I love it. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I own it on 4K. And again, we're talking about original films. Guess what? The Surfer, it's not IP. It's a film that stars Nicolas Cage. He gives an insane performance. Just all I'm going to say is rat. And also, one of the best scores of the year. Cinematography that looks absolutely stunning. Again, it's a win across the board. It's a film that I loved, like, a lot. I've seen it 3 times. And guess what? I'll probably see it a 4th time in this year, 2026. It's a great, great film. And, again, it might not be necessarily for everyone, but everything resonated for me. All the different themes that I am fascinated by is in this film. And I just find it to be a fascinating experience. And, love The Surfer. Now, guys, we get into the nitty-gritty. Top 5. So kicking things off with my number 5, we have Frankenstein, which is Guillermo del Toro's take on the material. And this was a Netflix film, but I actually went out of my way and saw this in theaters. There are a lot of indie theaters that do play Netflix films before they hit Netflix. And this was one I wanted to venture out because I love Del Toro. I think that experiencing Del Toro's films on the big screen is a must. And I loved this film. I immediately fell in love with it. I loved the structure, the fact that you're getting not only Victor Frankenstein's viewpoint, but also the quote-unquote monster's viewpoint. I think that at the end of the day in life, context matters, viewpoints matter, hearing people out is something that's really important, and Del Toro also shares that viewpoint. And it's one of those things where you see it in his films, where it's such a humane, raw experience watching his films. And I love the fact that he has so many different characters in his films to where you're able to really understand where everyone's coming from, and that's part of the beauty of his scripts. But it's not even the writing of his films that are strong. It's also the way that he directs, the way that he utilizes a lot of wide-angle shots to really get an emphasis on the setting and makes you feel as if you're with the characters during these, experiences that they go through. It is 2.5 hours long, and some people might find their patience tested, especially if they're on their phone watching on Netflix. But that's why you should probably not be on your phone and, watch it, 100%. But this is a film that if you're paying attention 100%, it is a very rewarding experience. I do think that the final scene in particular is absolutely stunning. It's incredibly well acted. This is a film that will get a lot of Oscar nominations, and it's probably going to get a bunch of wins too, as it should. Filmmaking is really important to me, and this film has sublime filmmaking. It's a great example of how, yeah, sometimes digital cinematography can look sublime. This film is really well shot. I loved the fact that they tried to show off the landscape as much as possible. I felt like I was with these characters. And, you know, when I watched it a second time at home with my wife on Netflix, I still felt the same way. So I'm looking forward to this film coming out on physical media. It's probably going to get a 4K release through Criterion. Looking forward to that. This is one I definitely will add to my collection. And, yeah, what can I say? I love Frankenstein. That's why it's my number 5. Next up, my number 4, this is a film that I honestly waited for this to come in wide release to do this list because this was my number 1 most anticipated film of 2025, and that is, of course, No Other Choice, which is the latest film from Park Chan-wook, the same director that gave us Oldboy, Decision to Leave, The Handmaiden. I'm a big fan of this director. I think he's one of the finest directors, not only of the century, but just honestly of film. He's incredible with what he's able to do. He makes consistently engaging films that are very unpredictable, and honestly, No Other Choice is very similar in that regards. I did not expect the ending. I think the ending is really good. It sticks to the landing. The way that this film is shot, the editing, the pacing, there are a lot of edits, transitions in particular, where I haven't seen that before. It's a very, very well put together film. You can't help but immediately say to yourself, this is a director that knows what he wants and knows what to do, and it's a joy to experience that. No Other Choice. It's currently playing in theaters as the film of this video, which is, again, January 16th. So please check this film out. Support it. It's a really, really well-crafted film. I loved it. And ultimately, that's why it's my number 4. Next up, my number 3. This is a film that was controversial among the fans of the director and just audiences in general. But again, this is my list. I really don't care if people didn't like this film. But for me, I loved it. What can I say? But number 3 is The Phoenician Scheme. I've seen this 3 times. I saw it once in theaters, and I've seen it twice at home. It looks stunning in 4K. And also the score, really, really good. Yeah, what can I say? I loved the family the family dynamic in this film. Specifically speaking, the father-daughter relationship. I found it to be very, honestly, intriguing. I think that the humor of this film, again, it's right up my alley. I love Wes Anderson's humor. The fact that he shoots on film, the fact that, it's very symmetrical. It's very much so a film that you can just watch and be entertained, but you can also break things down. You can also analyze it, which is what I've been doing watching this film and rewatching it, honestly. It's a film that grows on me. The more I watch it, the more I love it. And I'll just say this. There's a scene towards the end involving Benedict Cumberbatch that I laugh every single time. I think it's utterly hilarious. It involves the color purple. You'll know it when you see it, but I love The Phoenician Scheme. It's 100 minutes, flies by, and it's a film that, in terms of form, in terms of craft, it's great. It's, again, one of those films that you can just watch and analyze and break down scene by scene. He puts a lot of work into it. He hires the right people. And, honestly, it shows. Because The Phoenician Scheme, it's really, really well made. That's why I loved it. That's why it's my number 3. Next up, my number 2. This is one that I don't own yet on physical media because it hasn't come out yet on physical media. But I'll definitely be picking this up on 4K when that occurs. And my number 2 is Marty Supreme. I loved Marty Supreme. Best title credits ever, maybe since Fight Club. Loved it. Immediately was hooked by this film. This is a film that's 2.5 hours long. It feels like 2 hours. It's incredibly well paced. The acting across the board is amazing. The humor is so dark, but honestly, it was right up my alley. This is, again, a very original film. It's a film that, there aren't that many scenes involving ping pong, but when they occur, they're really well choreographed. They feel very intense, and that's also helped by the score, which is very vibrant. I've also listened to that score on its own. It's really, really well done. Again, it's a film that has an ending that sticks to the landing. As you probably know by now, endings are really important to me, and I'm happy to say that Marty Supreme really stuck the landing. There will be some people that say they don't like the film because of the character not being a quote-unquote good guy, but I'm here to tell you that life isn't always peaches and cream. Everyone, has, good and bad in them, and this is a film that really does showcase that. And honestly, I love it. It's a great, great film. That's why it's my number 2. Next up, my number 1. This is not going to be any surprise to viewers of my channel that have been following me for quite some time. Because I got to see this film in March of last year. I signed an NDA, so I wasn't able to talk about it until September. But I said it in March, and I said it today. This is a film that when I saw it, I knew that it was going to be near impossible for this film to be knocked off as my number one. And sure enough, I was right. My number one is One Battle After Another. That's right. I got to see this in March. I had to sign an NDA and everything. And I had, honest to God, almost near religious experience watching this film. It was amazing. I had no clue what to expect because there weren't any trailers. There weren't really even any stills of this film. I don't think there was even a premise of this film. All we knew was the title change that occurred and who was starring in it. So it was very much so a film that I found myself in awe. Like when this film ended and I got home around like 1 or 2 a.m., I felt thrilled. This was a thrill ride. This is a film that starts off immediately as, one thing, and it really does transform itself into one thing after another. And I think the blending of genres, the blending of tones is really a testament to Paul Thomas Anderson's ability of directing and writing. And also the collaboration effects of the actors is really good. The chemistry between them is perfect. Benicio del Toro, Leonardo DiCaprio, their scenes in particular are really good. Sean Penn's killing it. I think that he should win Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars if, all things go well. But it's an incredible experience. It's one of those films that also has a car chase that, honest to God, is already probably one of my favorite of all time. It's that amazing, but it's got everything. It's got something for everyone, and it's a film that does a really good job of breaking down the political climate and doing so in a way where it's, just critiquing everyone and at the same time having a good time doing it. It's a very funny film, but it also does have many other genres to, dip into. So, again, there's something for everyone in this film, and I do hope that this film wins Best Picture. I said it in March. I'll say it again. This will win Best Director at the Oscars for PTA. Will it win Best Picture? I don't know, but I do hope that it does. This is a film that is getting released on 4K in a couple days, but I'm waiting until the 4K Steelbook comes out because it's going to get the bonus features and everything. So once that occurs, this film will go from watching it only 4 times to many more. That's right. I saw it 4 times. I saw it 3 times in theaters. Actually, no, I saw it 4 times in theaters. My apologies. It's a great film. I love it. See it on the big screen if you can when it gets re-released for, being nominated for Best Picture. Please experience it on the big screen. It's one that is well worth your attention. And that's why One Battle After Another. It's my number one. Hey guys, that's my top 10 films of 2025. Let me know your top 10 favorite films of 2025 in the comment section down below. And as always, if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow me on Letterboxd, Patreon, subscription, notification bell, and I will catch you guys later.